Bowblax is a guy on the internet. Bowblax is currently in his lolcow era. I'm surprised he didn't get there fucking sooner. I made a prediction about him way near the start of my channel. That was like, I think this guy's gonna fucking implode, just because the way he conducted himself was crazy as fuck. Like, and I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier. Now everybody that I've seen covering it's also like, I'm surprised this didn't happen earlier and that we gave him so many outs. And it's like, me too. If you don't know who Bowblax is, he is a commentary and whatever the fuck live streamer. He's Canadian, I believe. And he's kind of one of the biggest like tipster hounds. He had something called Twitter Versus, where he would just read tweets and kind of make fun of people. Really kind of indiscernible from Leafy style content, which is always like a dubious road to travel down, because like Leafy style content is always going to be popular for people that would also like rip you to pieces. It's piranha bait. You know what I mean? So if you fuck up ever and they're already looking at you and you don't feed them, they'll fucking devour you, which may have been the case with Bowblax. But I remember hearing him talk about stuff and thinking like, oh, this guy's fucking like hardcore A-logging this tipster dude and like freaking out because like tipster hasn't done anything interesting in a way that seems like actually hardcore. Like, what in the fuck is wrong with this dude? Like, why does this guy give a fuck about tipster like to this much? I feel like you could also just ignore the dude. Either way, over the last week or so, a bunch of shit have come out about Bowblax. That he's a absolute freak. He loses his mind and shit. He might do it in this interview. Bowblax is the guy. You might have heard this sound clip if you've been around the internet for a little while. He's the "Let me speak" over the last week. Let me speak. He like freaks out super hard. He's got a very like, I think he's in his late 20s. He kind of talks like a 17 or 16, 17-year-old. So I thought he was even younger than he is. And he loses his shit. He blames a lot of his personal shortcomings on a series of undiagnosed problems. And like one of the things that came out recently was he was begging Nicholas Diorio for money. This all popped off because there's a guy named Larix. Larix is the commentary streamer that Alec Gunter said looks like a twink, and Alec was like, I bet you take it up the ass and I would fuck you, and got all that shit. Like, that guy, that's Larix. Larix was, Bowblax reached out to Larix and said like, hey, can you help me or some shit, basically. And Larix talked to him, and then Bowblax recorded him. Bowblax did what we in this community call pulled the President Sunday, and he one party consent recorded him in order to use the call to do something, and basically like released the call later, infuriated everybody else in the commentary sphere, and that was on top of some other shit. One of the other big things was Bowblax was one of those guys who he ran a archive channel. You know what archive channel is? Basically, people start taking down their videos, you know, like fucking you have H3H3, you'll be like, you know, we really regret fucking having Jordan Peterson on, and so we took down our 2 Jordan Peterson episodes and our this guy and that guy episode. People will re-upload those episodes on individual YouTube channels so that they stay accessible on the internet forever and people can use them for content, which is illegal. First off, it is actually just full-on plagiarism, copyright violation. It's just literally raw reposting. Even if it's for archival purposes, that's like what you're saying, but that doesn't count because you're not an actual archivist. You're just a person on the internet. So like if somebody wants to strike you, if someone wants to hit you over that, they can. If there are archive channels in existence on the internet, basically they exist because the original content owner permits it. And because it's kind of a faux pas amongst internet people to use Content ID and takedown notices and stuff in the DMCA Act, or the DMCA, to try to do takedown stuff on people to hide things, right? But you can always do it. It's just literally legal. If you have an archive channel of yourself out there, you could probably get it completely obliterated in a day by mass reporting everything, because you just literally have the right to report the thing. They don't own that content by saying it's archival. That's basically the point of it, whether you like that or not. So basically it's a honor amongst thieves type of thing. Bowblax had an archive channel of somebody else's content. I don't give a fuck who. And that person was getting ready to try to like strike them or something, and it was a whole big fucking thing. And the entire commentary community at the time came together to support Bowblax. And Bowblax was, you know, whatever. He got through that occasion. And then like within the year or something, while that whole thing was fresh in people's minds, somebody did an archive channel of some of Bowblax's shit. Bowblax is a very embarrassing person. He's like, he freaks out. He's a screecher. Like voice shattered. The guy loses his cool instantly. He can't take an insult. He can't take a joke. I've been listening to him talk with other people, and you know, they might not be giving him the best look, but it has been horrible. Like, I'm like, I don't know how. Like, they kept him like a fucking pet as far as I'm concerned. And now they're all mad. The whole commentary community is mad because he got bigger than a bunch of them. And now it's fucking knives out on that motherfucker. But basically somebody made an archive channel on something that he didn't want to see archived. And he fucking copy struck it and got caught copy striking that after the entire commentary community had come out in support of him and been like, hey man, you know, you shouldn't do this. Archive channels are important. He's like, yeah, archive, help me out, guys. And then somebody did something he didn't like, and he fucking copy struck him, which is a big black mark on the entire commentary circle. And the commentary apparently is in a pretty bad spot right now. It might not seem like that, and they're doing fine. But basically, there's been a big shed off of major figures in commentary for a while. It's a really similar breakdown to what's going on in the online left. I'm not even fucking kidding. The sort of like white forest circle, the Hassan circle, not really the Destiny circle, because that guy knows how to fucking do content for whatever the fuck reason. But like that sort of 3 to 5 year old content chunks, they're imploding. It's, I think, a lot of late stage post COVID lockdown collapse of people. Like, so motherfuckers that had like a lot of money coming in and stuff because of, you know, comfort watching and COVID, their channels are collapsing underneath them, right? Because they have to be entertaining. There's more competition now because more people are out there. And really just the longevity that you have on the internet can turn into you completely disintegrating. And so like right now, Bowblax is disintegrating. But apparently Bowblax had one great moment that simultaneously defined and destroyed his career, depending on which commentary person is talking about it. And it's this debate he had with one Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II, the Gusano King himself. Am I actually not allowed to say that? I feel like it's okay because I'm white. I don't hate you, man. You can call me. I'm a Gusano too. How about that? We all worms here. But apparently this is a debate that Bowblax had with Destiny that he won. According to commentary people, he won it. But also the price of victory was being fucked with by Destiny. And Destiny rewrote Bowblax's brain. And this was like the beginning of the end of his downfall. Because Bowblax couldn't let it go. Sometimes people think they win a little hot commentary moment in the middle of the night, maybe. You have a big blowout. You're like, I won. But after it's done, for some reason, you just can't let it go. You just can't let it go, and it itches the inside of your skull. You can feel like a fingernail on the inside of your brain, and you just can't let it go. And you start making mistakes, and you start saying stupid shit. All of a sudden, a month later, you're like, what have I done? And you hear me laughing every night when you go to sleep. Watch later. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so I have this up here. We're going to pop this on. Oh, also tomorrow is going to be Israeli exploding pagers, if anybody's worried about that. We'll be covering Israeli exploding pagers tomorrow. I was going to do that today, but the cat thing was sticking in my mind, and I was like, I have to cover that cat thing. Because, like, goddamn. But either way, this is the debate. We're going to go ahead and check it out. I don't know what the real context of this is, but it's you give the benefit of the doubt to your friends question. Destiny debates Bowblax. I hope this is the correct debate. But we'll find out, I guess.
So, you were reacting to a tweet where I was quote tweeting a clip from Memology where you called one of your viewers a inbred dipshit fuckhead for saying that.
Dude, I give you full permit. If you want to fucking hate Destiny, hate him. As a matter of fact, do it. Do it even if you don't. Just learn to hate that. Fuck that. Fuck you, Destiny, you fucking fuck. Des Tiny, girl's name. Sorry, I'm not allowed to say that word. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not allowed to say that word. I'm sorry. I forgot that you're not allowed to say that word anymore. The M word. You diminutive little bastard. You son of a gun. Like, I fucking oversold my position. Now I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry for any little people out there. I'm very sorry. Forget you're not allowed to say that word. I literally forgot. You can hate him. Hate him all you want. Hate him all you want. He's scum. He's filth. He's garbage. Blah, 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 blah. But one of my favorite things... one of my favorite things, a recurring deal, doesn't matter if I'm on his side in the debate topic or against it, is like 80% of fucking Destiny debates, in my mind at least, I swear to God, start with someone saying, it's like, Destiny, oh, hey, man, what's up? What can I do for you? Oh, hey, so, I guess your fans or you were calling me, and then just a series of the most vicious insults. So you were calling me a subhuman, inbred fucking soy boy bug man online, and I wanted to get to the bottom of that. Like, do you hear that? It's to the point where, like, I don't care what he says to me. I'm never if I ever get to debate Destiny or talk to him, I'm never fucking repeating it. Because I feel like there's some sort of dark magic he's attached to that like will fucking stumble you going into the future. Where you started off like, so I don't know if you saw this, but you called me this insanely hilarious amount of like vicious, unjustifiable shit. Like just series. So you called me this slur, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh yeah, I did say that. Destiny, like, even if you want to do it, you never get him. It's been years. I've seen years worth of debates between this guy and other people, like, well, from multiple years. And there's so many people that open it up and they're just like, I'm going to introduce myself to your audience for the first time. Literally, probably the first time a bunch of DGG people are becoming like familiarized with you. And your introduction isn't like, hi, this is my name. What is up? It's just like, hey, so when we were on the internet the other day, you called me dumb fucking inbred piece of shit who stews his own fucking feces and like drinks it for fucking breakfast coffee. Like, why do people lead with that? I really want to know why people are like, first off, I feel like even in 2020, Destiny's reputation was pretty fucking solid. If you're on the internet and you're an internet person talking to them. So you're not going to like, do you think you're going to turn it on and Destiny's going to go like, fuck. Did I say that to you? Jesus Christ, Destiny. Oh, fuck, dang. I say that to you? Did I say that to you? Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm so sorry. You know? This dude talks to sitting politicians like he's in a fucking COD lobby. You said all these things to me. Oh yeah, my God. It's going to completely change the character of this conversation now. It just kills me. I know it's a big digression, but it's always this like Destiny is never in like a prepared state either. It's every single one of these things, almost every single one of them, except for maybe like JonTron, is like Destiny in medias res. And you're just like the latest person to walk into like the principal's office. He's always gremlined out. He's like, fucking looking down. Hey, so what's up? Oh, hey man, how you doing? What's up? Yeah, hi. You called me a bunch of fucking bad names on the internet. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What? So what's on your mind? Like every fucking time. It's like, I don't know. It's like trying to go into a bureaucrat's office, like furious, and like they just don't give a shit. It's a funny aesthetic. I don't think I've ever seen somebody point it out before, but I just appreciate it as a like creative thing. Like it's an interesting and neat technique. I don't know if he does it on purpose or if it's just like kind of like a passive bonus from just having been on the internet for too fucking long and it just in my mind is him with headphones on for 12 hours and the sounds are just like negative now and he's just got to deal with it. Like he's just taking a hearing test that you have to respond to with words. It's very strange. One of the most interesting people to watch on the internet from a breakdown standpoint. Content, very often boring as shit. I have no idea why. But like sometimes when you get to points like this, it's like, okay, what the fuck? Are we talking about how fucking tall Destiny is down there? Oh my god. Somebody gave me a dono. I'm sorry. Addy the Hobbit super chat. Sorry I missed the B-Day stream for your birthday cake. Have you decided on a flavor? I used to be a pastry cook and I can recommend some recipes in the Discord. Oh, go for it. But I'm going to have chocolate cake. My wife's laughing in the other room. You can offer me anything. I'm going to have chocolate cake because I'm a basic bitch. I love a handmade chocolate cake. I got espresso powder and everything. I put coffee in the cake. I pour hot coffee into the cake to make it. Thinking about it right now. I'm excited. It takes me a while to do.
That you need a computer and home internet to watch Twitch. And to me, it's just kind of mind-blowing that you would defend this girl.
Look, his fucking audience is just like, you fucking bro. I don't know why people do that. Oh my god. If this was the 80s, Destiny would be the star DMV manager. Accurate. Based and fucking accurate.
To that extent to where you would call your viewers that when what he said wasn't necessarily untrue.
So I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think firstly, I call my viewers all sorts of shit, okay? Secondly, I think it's safe to assume, I think the general argument we're making is that people that sit and watch like streams on Twitch all day are probably doing better socioeconomically on average than like the average American is. Like if you've got time to sit and watch Twitch streams, if you've played video games growing up, you're probably doing a little bit better than the average person. I don't think that's that disagreeable of a statement. I think someone in chat was saying, what if you don't own your computer or pay for internet? Like, what if you go to like a library and watch Twitch streams? Which I don't think is the average use case scenario. So I think I call that guy an inbred dipshit fuck stick or something.
Yeah, I don't know if he said library specifically. I know that when you were...
I have to answer something that's not related to this. Are you a caffeine fiend or something? No, espresso powder is like the secret ingredient to making chocolate taste like chocolate. Chocolate tastes like chocolate when you're using baking chocolate and stuff. If you put in a little bit of espresso powder with chocolate fucking anything, it wakes it up. It turns it into a whole new thing. You don't want to put too much in unless you want it to be like coffee flavored, but a little fucking espresso powder, relative, the right ratio to the like amount of like cocoa powder you put in is like money. You can also just put coffee in. Same thing. You could use decaf. It'll get you the same
to his
point.
comment, he said, no home internet or computer, which a lot of people, especially poor people who watch Twitch and YouTube can, watch it without a home internet or computer.
Do you think this is the average Twitch viewer? Is somebody that can't afford a computer?
I don't think it's the vast majority, but I think it's like a big part of the Twitch and YouTube viewer base.
Put a percentage on it. When you say a big part, you mean like 60%? Or you mean like 5%?
I mean like maybe like 30%. It's obviously just a guess.
Yeah, sure. So just so we can be clear, if I were to take 10 random Twitch viewers.
Okay, this is getting too heated. Into fucking.
You think 3 of those viewers can't afford home internet and don't have their own computer? You really think that's true?
Maybe a little less. I mean, 10 is a very small pool, but if you'd say
okay,
like
if I took
100,
100,
maybe a couple thousand, yeah.
Okay, that's astounding to me that you would believe that.
I already have no fucking idea.
I believe that based on the how many people watch YouTube and Twitch on mobile.
Okay, if you're on,
majority of people.
But if you're on mobile, wouldn't that put, first of all, I don't know if that's the majority of people. I have to go and check my analytics.
It is for YouTube. I'm not sure about Twitch, but I would assume it would be similar.
Okay.
For YouTube, the vast majority, like I would say like 80% is mobile.
Is that unique to your audience or?
That's just in general. Maybe 80% is a little bit of stretching, maybe like 70%. But yeah, vast majority of viewers on YouTube is mobile.
This dude has not remotely checked into any of these numbers. I know that's like goes without saying, but I just appreciate the shit out of it. I've checked before. My mobile to computer that I've seen, and it will change like literally stream to stream in time of day. But I think my viewership is like 35% some mobile source, and then almost all of the rest of it is computer. There's there's legitimately, if you're like, oh, those numbers aren't 100, there's a gigantic chunk in the middle that's like other sources and streams. But if you try to like horizontal stream and stuff, or vertical stream and stuff, then like your mobile use will go up. It's also not particularly valuable. I just wanted to add that. I don't know where you got that from. What the fuck?
Okay, even if that was true, wouldn't those people be doing probably even better if they have a cell phone that is like...
So you're asking, what are they debating about? Right now, the point that they're trying to hammer home is the like average well-offness of a Twitch streamer or of a Twitch and YouTube mobile viewer. Maybe just a Twitch mobile viewer. I don't know if we even really had YouTube online at this point.
Capable of watching streams and they've got like the money to pay for the data to support it?
Okay, well, let's put it this way. So if you don't have a computer and you only have a phone and you can't afford internet, it would be cheaper and more effective for that poor person to get a cheap phone and a cheap data plan and use it sparingly, or just use it like there's unlimited plans and stuff. That would be cheaper overall than buying a computer and
but if you
internet.
if you get a cheap phone, I mean, or I'm sorry, not a cheap phone. If you get a cheap plan, then you're going to be paying per gigabyte for data. Have you ever had a data plan before that's not unlimited?
Oh,
this is also like kind of crazy because I guess maybe Bowblax is like wealthy or from like that. Like you can, none of the phones that you can buy to stream, like phones are computers. First off, phones are computers. Yeah, a desktop like I'm streaming off of is way more expensive than my phone, but not even really by that. No, actually, I think without the rebates and stuff that you get from phone trade-ins, my streaming computer is actually the exact same cost as my fucking cell phone. Like literally the exact same cost. Like it's like $1,200 or something. But the phone goes down because we've been doing trade-ins and you do like the 2-year thing. And so you get the phone basically for free, but they're like, if you fuck this up, the phone, like a new phone's like $1,200 fucking dollars, just so you understand that. And you can get cheaper stuff if you don't care that much. Like if you don't want a nice phone or a nice computer, you can get like a fucking $200, $300 computer. It's the technology is indiscernible at this point. Like literally, like basically cell phones and iPads or cell phones and tablets are essentially the exact same thing with just different amounts of screen and graphics processing power for the larger and smaller screen. You know, you're really, it's your ability to access video on the internet is completely irrelevant to like basically the cost of, I think, any fucking phone nowadays. Like you can get super cheap, like $200 fucking like, and they all play video. You know what I mean? And they connect to the internet. So I don't know what the fuck this guy's on about. Usually, the only difference between mobile and desktop is really kind of just seeing like how many of your people are watching on the go, like in transit. Usually, for me, how many of the people that you watch you like in transit or while they're busy doing something, versus how many people watch you while they're at work or playing video games on a second monitor.
Yes, but a lot of plans are, you know, unlimited or a decent amount of gigabytes, like, you know, 10 or more gigabytes per month. And you can watch Twitch.
Yeah, most people listen to
using
streams.
A lot of gigabytes.
I mostly listen to streams if I'm on mobile. I'll turn it off and listen to it like while I'm mowing the grass and some shit, or I'll have it on the right screen while I'm playing Mojang's wonderful Minecraft for no goddamn discernible reason.
Bytes of data, you can watch it like audio, and that's what a lot of people actually do. Like they listen to Twitch streams. They
so you keep saying these numbers like a lot, and I just don't.
Yes.
They feels very weaselly. So my rough understanding is if you have a 10 gigabyte plan, that's like 10 hours of video. That's a month. Okay, I don't know. So I've been.
Yeah, but you could stream it at like 1:22p and then just listen to it.
Yeah, but how many people are just... Okay, so you're telling me that of these 10,000 people, 3,000 of them are on mobile because they can't afford internet, but they have a 10 gigabyte plan, but they only listen on audio only? Do you realize that you're talking about a very, very, very...
So people are still asking because motherfuckers are coming in new. This is a debate that follows the Kira Chats, Bad Bunny, it's just $5 fucking breakdown.
A small portion of the internet. And even if you did cut that down to like whatever 160 or whatever the data rate needs to be for the audio, that's still maybe going to be like 50 hours a month. So this is like maybe an hour and a half a day, I guess, which is about the average listen time of Twitch. But you're selecting for like a very, very low population. Also, I'd be curious what your numbers are. I don't know. So I just like checked mine real quick. It looks like of my viewership on YouTube, like 80% is computer, like 14.8% is mobile. The idea that like I don't know if maybe for different streamers it's different, but the idea that
I could check my stats. I don't know exactly what page I need to go to.
Sure, going back and looking over the past year.
So people are saying that he's being like a little pedantic here, but like that's kind of the point. Is the dude came in with specifics and numbers and like
I bet
if
that's
gonna
60% number probably comes from music. That's probably true. So people that use like YouTube, like music or whatever.
But yeah, like if you like, he's getting pedantic, sure, but you have to kind of in a situation like this because Bowblax is like undocumented, not publicly, not non-public figures, like a core to his argument. He's like, okay, so you're basically being like ridiculous to your viewers, but you know, like most people that watch Twitch streams like the one you're on are like, or like there's a large amount of them. He said a massive amount of them. And then like he didn't say what amount really that would make any fucking sense or be like traceable. So it's like, how do you even know if you can't prove it to me, how the fuck do you even know it? But a large chunk of them are like poor people on mobile devices because that's the only way that they can watch Twitch streams. And it's like, okay, well, let's break down why are we saying this? You know, like obviously you can kind of hop into the next chunk of the argument, but if you're going to make a data-based assertion like that, you kind of have to get down into the nitty-gritty of the data itself. Like if you showed up with like hey, you know, this internet watchdog group says these blah 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 blah, this is how they got the numbers and shit, then you fast forward through all of this pedantry. But if you don't do that and you just start making wild ass claims, you have to slow down. All right, hold on, let's talk about this. What the fuck do you mean? That doesn't seem correct. Why would that be correct? Can you prove that that's correct? You can't prove that's correct? Well, if it's endemic to the fucking main argument you're starting off making, like we're going to have to defeat this point before we even get into it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to like cede ground to you on an incorrect fact that forms the basis of your argument. It's like a pain in the fucking ass. Like just fucking do a little bit of research and bring that shit ahead. That's why internet debates are a pain in the ass and descend into pedantry. In real life, real actual debates, like debate team debates, you give everybody all of these facts ahead of time, and then you argue. The facts are established. They're established facts. Then you argue the subjectivity that lies between the interpretation of the established facts. That's why most fucking debates start off with an establishment of definitions. Yeah, how many times have you guys seen fucking internet debates? Like, okay, what is the definition of this? What is the definition of war? And they completely fucking side rail into that. It's because people have already thought their way through this. Just motherfuckers on the internet are like, all right, let's just do it now. I don't want to fucking do any debate prep.
Like I have that app on my phone, so if that counts for hits, then I could see it being mobile, sure. Although I don't really think that's the type of content that we do. But
well, we're doing podcast type content right now. I'm sure a lot of people are just listening audio right now.
On my stream, I'd say my guess would be like 95% are watching video. The amount of people that listen.
Okay, I'm gonna cut them off again because a good example of this just popped up. Okay, this is a great. Hold on, where is? Okay, so Cursing Jam said a statement right here. Okay, that's fair, but if you're poor, you're not watching streams. And I'm not gonna go into like the personality of this. This is a great internet debate statement. And when people are like, "Why are you getting into pedantry?" Because there's so much to fucking glean from just this statement. I'm not gonna defend whether or not it's right or wrong. I don't want to get that distracted. Okay, that's fair. I don't even know who he's responding to. That's fair. Just say I made a comment and he said, okay, that's fair. But if you're poor, you're not watching streams. First off, that's two claims, one of which has a gradient, basically a gradient value attached to it. Poor, if you're poor. So what's poor? How do we establish poor here? What do you mean by poor? Do you mean this amount of money? Do you mean that amount of money? Do you mean underneath the national poverty average? Like how can you prove like that? Where is that? So like, you know, now we have to establish if you're poor. So further on, you're going to have to establish also that these people are this definition of poor that you're pre-establishing. Then also, if you're poor, you're not watching streams. So like, if you are this classification of people, then you're not doing this thing. That's an absolute statement. That is in good old-fashioned logical, syllogistic logic, or however you're supposed to actually say it out, written out logic. That's an absolute statement. If you are this thing, then you are this thing. You are this thing, so you are that thing, right? So like that's a full syllogism. And because it's absolute, if you prove that one of the things is actually false, then the entire thing is false. So like literally that's the point of an anecdote. That's why anecdotes are actually valuable sometimes, only if it's an absolute statement and you're trying to break the absoluteness of the statement, which one of this people that are below this commenter did. They said, well, I'm poor and I watch streams. That anecdotal evidence doesn't even have to be proven to be true. It's just beating the absoluteness of that statement, which is why absolute statements are extremely dangerous to use, because it's completely justifiable to, first off, go off in the weeds of them, especially if they're involving any sort of controversial or difficult to understand data sets. You know, if it's something more complicated than like the sun is a hot ball of gas in space kind of stuff, you know. It comes up like literally just in conversations around it. That's why you have to slow down this shit to fucking like absolute fucking molasses, because you just pop off, you say a single statement like that, it feels right, but when you actually have to break it down and like integrate it into an overall conversational like argument against somebody's position, then you have all these like little holes and stuff that you can kind of poke at. That's what he's doing right here, right? And it's just he's dealing with it not even in like a malicious or like positive way. It's just morally neutral. He's just dealing with it like it's game theory. Like, I think that's kind of how fucking Destiny kind of sees these argumentative structures. He's just game theorying it. Okay, this is that type of argument. It requires these types of aspects to be justifiable, and it's integral to his thing. So this is definitely worth going down into the bog, because we can just end the argument here, because he might be so fucking off kilter that he can't even get into the rest of it. Especially if he started the entire basis of what his presumptions are going forward on this inherently incorrect fact. You know, it's kind of like, can I kick one fucking log out of the bottom of a gigantic stack of logs and see if they all fall down? Or do I have to wait and try to collapse it from higher up in the structure? Like, no, if the fucking base of the argument, the actual foundational points of the argument are bad, and then the whole thing fucking falls apart. They won't be able to talk about stuff because he has other ideas that are based on the incorrect assumption that you made at the start. That when you get into those ideas, you can keep returning to it. Like, yeah, but you only think that because of this thing that we've already proven you incorrect on. You were just incorrect on it. And then it just and falls apart all the way down. Which, if you're not paying hyper attention to it, and it's not like a fun thing where you're just like screaming about like, you know, you cheated on your wife in 1992. That kind of stuff. It can seem pretty fucking boring, and it probably just kind of is. It's not like the best content inherently, especially if you don't have a dog in the race. But that's the point of slowing these things down like this.
Listen, probably more like 97, 98%. The amount of people that do audio only is pretty low. Some people will only listen to the audio and they'll play the video in the background while they're working or something. But like in terms of literally having the data turn on to audio only. So wait, do you seriously believe that of all the people that watch Twitch, they're doing about as socioeconomically as well as like the average American worker?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of different people who watch Twitch. I'm just talking ranges.
Averages. Do you understand when I say an average?
Yes.
Do you understand what that means? So
yes.
like there's probably people out there that watch Twitch that are literally homeless and just have a tablet and are on like city Wi-Fi. I'm sure those people exist. But those are very, very, very low percentage of people. So I'm saying, like,
I would say that
on average.
Low,
on average.
Yeah, but if you're homeless, you wouldn't really have a phone. But you can be like, you realize there's a difference between being homeless and then being wealthy enough to like sub to multiple Twitch streamers and all these other things consistently, right? There's like a middle ground to where someone would have a budget for their entertainment, and that budget can't really afford the Twitch sub because they already have so much in their budget,
so I can kind of believe that, sure. But like if there is a streamer that you watch, like say like 3 or 4 hours, like every time they stream, maybe like 20 or 25 days a month, I don't think it's super unreasonable. Like, hey, if you enjoy this content, you should probably sub for it. I don't think that's a super unreasonable position to take, no?
If they're watching that consistently, maybe. I mean, if they can afford it, you don't really get much out of a sub. It's like a donation. So if you really like can't afford it and you're only like using your budget towards stuff that's actual services like Netflix or what have you, you might not want to extend that to a Twitch sub. But I would say if you're watching like a particular Twitch streamer a lot and that's your main Twitch streamer, most people would probably be sub. But the issue comes in when you watch like someone as your secondary Twitch streamer, your third or your fourth or your fifth. It kind of adds up, and you can't sub to every Twitch streamer.
Sure, of course. If you watch like 30 Twitch streamers, not everybody can afford $150 a month for a sub. However, you do get some things for a sub, right? You get a little icon in chat, and you got emotes that you can use across the platform. Yes. Now, that's not much, I agree. But on your own Twitter, you tell people to get YouTube Red and YouTube Premium. You get nothing for these, right? I know because I have YouTube Red,
Oh, shit.
but you get nothing for it. The only thing you get is you don't have to install an ad block, which a lot of people use anyway.
Yeah, but you also, I feel like the main incentive to sub on Twitch or get YouTube Red or etc. is to support the creator, and getting you.
How the fuck are we restarting? We already had this argument in my fucking Discord like fucking last night.
YouTube Premium supports the creator a lot. It bypasses demonetization. It gets a lot of you get a lot of revenue per premium hit, like 4 times, 5 times the amount as a normal viewer. So you're supporting every single YouTuber you watch, whereas if you sub on Twitch, you're only supporting that one stream. So I would say it's a better investment. But I mean, again, those people that should probably, if they can't afford it, shouldn't use YouTube Premium either.
Sure, but the thing is, I don't think anybody disagrees with that, right? Like, if you literally can't afford it, then you probably shouldn't. The idea comes from, like, if you're watching a creator for 4 hours a day or some shit, and you don't have, and you say, like, you don't have the money to pay, like, $5 a month, that's probably not true. The reality is you either don't want to, for whatever reason, or you are, or you don't want to figure out how to do it, or for whatever reason, you don't want to, right? Something else is keeping you from doing it. But the idea that, like, there are so many people that watch so many hours of stream, they can't afford $5 a month, is probably not true, right? I think that's the only point.
Yeah, but what if there's someone who's watching for, like, 2 hours or whatever, and they can't afford, a stream or a sub?
I imagine most people, the girl the girl included, would probably say, like, oh, like, I'm pretty sure that in, like, a minute earlier in her stream, there was some guy that was like a 19-year-old college. He was like, oh, like, I go to college, I'm broke, I can't really afford anything. And she's like, oh yeah, well, of course, if you can't afford it, then you shouldn't sub. Like, I think most people would agree with that. That's not a very hot take, right? Like, if you literally can't afford it. But
her response was like something along the lines of, yeah, like very condescending. Like she expects people to sub when they watch her. That was the impression I got from her rant.
Have you watched more than, like, the 2-minute clip that's been posted, like, a million times on the internet? Like, do you honestly...
I watched the first 30 minutes of her stream where she was ranting about it, then she went on to something else, and I stopped, but...
Do you really think that if you were to talk to this person, or any person on Twitch or YouTube, and you're like, hey, let's say somebody's watching your stream and they literally have no extra money a month to do anything, do you think they should still sub you? Do you think those people would say yes?
Well, it feels like they feel like people are entitled to sub to them. That's kind of the vibe I get from her. Like, oh, if you're watching me, you should sub. And if you don't sub, then you're just being lazy. But some people are just watching, enjoying the stream, and they can't afford to sub. Or, it wouldn't be financially smart for them to sub because they've been subbed to other people, or they're doing Patreon or something, and they just don't.
Do you think every single person that does, like, a CTA, like a call to action for subs, feels entitled to sub? Like, or entitled to subscription?
I feel like if you're having a call to action to sub, they feel like they're not getting enough subs, and it comes across as like they think that people are like freeloading.
Well, I mean, you are freeloading, right, by definition.
You're freeloading for watching a free Twitch stream.
Sure, you're freeloading. Yeah, I mean, the stream isn't free, right? Like, it costs money to broadcast from the streamer's point of view. It costs money for Twitch to run the CDN, to deliver the stream. It costs money for Twitch to pay the engineers and everybody for upkeep. So it is freeloading, right? You agree with that?
Not necessarily. I mean, I see doing YouTube and doing Twitch as a hobby, and if you can make revenue off of it, whether it be through ad revenue or people
how is it
donating, that's great.
If you watch a stream and you're ad blocking, how is that not freeloading by definition?
Well, if you're ad blocking, yeah, but you can, not use ad block and then not sub. We're talking about subs, not ad block. If someone is using ad block, I would say that would probably be freeloading to an extent.
Sure. Okay, cool. So you've been I don't know how long you've been in this industry, but ad block rates
Prime
among,
sub
like,
because he
tech
earns it. Thank you,
parts of
Killjoy.
the internet can get anywhere as high as like 70 to 85%. It's very, 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 very high. So the average Twitch streamer definitely ad blocks. So I'm curious. So in your point of view, if somebody is watching a stream, like we'll say 1 hour a day, they watch a stream and they don't sub or they don't have Twitch Turbo or anything, and they ad block, would you say that viewer is a freeloader?
Yeah, I would say that. But the thing is, she wasn't arguing ad block. She wasn't being like, you know what, you should turn off ad block or whatever. If she was doing
before they even get into this, I gotta say, this is kind of like the definitive opinion on this. I think. All right, you guys are all getting free content. The most of you that are in here are getting free content. Obviously, you turned on your computer and then I'm here. I'm doing stuff and you're not paying for the ability to see me. It's because it's an extremely elastic value. Okay, like you could not watch me ever again and you would not feel a moment of concern. So if like I charged you any money for this, they go bloop. You know what I mean? You wouldn't care. You'd go away. You know what I'm saying? But also like you're a lot of you guys do use ad block because the ads are so fucking irritating is really the issue, and they kind of pop up when you're not expecting them. And ads are fucking bothersome for some reason, but it is like legitimately freeloading to not use your ad block. Continue using it. I don't give a fuck. Don't get premium. Don't spend a single dime on this. I don't. Shut the fuck up. But just own it that you're stealing a little bit. You're doing a little theft. YouTube's hosting this content. I'm making it. I'm talking. and you're using ad block so that the ads don't show up. The ads are how I and YouTube get paid. And so if you're not donoing on top of that to either me or them or both, then yeah, you're getting the content for a loss to us that's even bigger than the already loss that exists. Just own it. It's fine. I don't know why people want to feel like morally like okay with it, but it's if you don't give a shit, just say I don't give a shit. Just say I'm stealing. I'm stealing. Be a fucking gangster for once in your life. But it's like, it's not like the worst thing ever. You know what I mean? But like, you are taking money away from YouTube. You're taking money away from me because I get a cut of the ad revenue. So when you watch with your ad block on, that's money I don't get. If you watch with premium, then I get a little bit more. Premium's the best because when my stuff gets ad restricted and I don't get ads on it, premium views still get the same small amount of money from premium. That's pretty much it. I'm just describing the system. If you don't care or you don't find value in that, don't find value in it. But don't everybody start pretending like you're taking the moral high ground by putting fucking ad block on when you watch YouTube. Like, I'm striking a blow at major corporations. It's like, yeah, man, okay. Go get it, Che Guevara. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Doing that, I would be more like sympathetic to
I pay Tyler back in labor
argument,
sure.
but she's talking about a sub.
Sure,
That's
but
different.
That's because I mean, like, there's no point in talking.
You're denying money to the creator, but it's not coming out of your own pocket.
Sure, I mean, like the point. I mean, you never talk about ad block as a creator because nobody will ever turn off their ad block, right? Like that's just not realistic to even make that request. Like people don't even tell people to whitelist them anymore. That's why a lot of sites on the internet.
Also true. It goes back to old channel awesome. If you guys know, if you know, you know. Turn off your ad block. You people are stealing from us. Atop the Fourth Wall is provided almost free of charge to most of the people who view it. But when you watch Atop the Fourth Wall with ad block on... Oh, shit, I forgot to do this. When you watch Atop the Fourth Wall with your ad blocker on, I don't get a thing. Turn the ad blocker off. Uncle Iroll, I pay Tyler back in money, yeah. Uncle Iroll's fucking, like, literally bankrolling this shit, you fucking losers.
Internet have gone like pay to view, right? I don't know how much you follow media, but if you follow like any mainstream media website now, you can't read more than like 1 or 2 articles a month.
I think also this is 2020, so I think back then super chats and subs and stuff weren't as culturally common. I think you might not even had YouTube subs back in the day. I mean, you could subscribe, but you know what I mean.
Without subscribing
Gifted
to
memberships
because they have to charge now because everybody ad blocks and nobody contributes.
Turn off that pesky.
I guess like in looking at the clips and everything, it just seems like so crazy to me that like so much got blown up over like a relatively harmless clip where it's like the idea that like you don't have enough money to sub like $5 a month doesn't seem to be very likely if you're spending like time watching.
Thanks for your
streams.
support, everybody.
Like it's probably generally not true. Now if you don't want to sub, that's fine. Or if you are too lazy to do it, or you just say fuck it, you know I'm not going to do it or whatever. That's fine. But to be like, oh, I can't afford it, $5 a month if you're like watching Twitch streams, it's probably not true in general. I don't think that's that outlandish of a statement.
I want to go watch the fucking actual clip. I don't give a shit about this.
Should we bring up the clip so we can see it?
Hold on 1 second.
No, I don't think it's I don't think that's rude to say that some people can't afford $5 up, but watches hours of somebody else would be irresponsible with their money. I don't see how. I understand there are definitely exceptions to that. There are extenuating circumstances beyond each individual notice, of course.
Like she literally says like maybe 20 seconds after this, so there are obviously some extenuating circumstances and stuff where you can't afford a sub. She literally says like 20 seconds after this.
Okay, let's watch the clip.
Okay, sure. I linked to a VOD, I guess. There's times to it. You can go like 20 seconds into this. It's like she literally says it.
Okay, let's watch it together. Can you screen share?
I use 2 computers to stream, so I can't really. But you can go to the start and then set it to times 1 speed. Make sure it's, and then we can just watch it together.
If you know where the timestamp is, I could screen share it to you. You just linked it. Okay. Yeah, you just linked it. Let me screen share it. Tell me if you can hear the audio when I do it. Can you hear this?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think I don't think that it's rude of me to say that somebody who can't afford a $5 sub but watches hours of somebody else would be irresponsible with their money. I don't see how. I understand there are definitely exceptions to that. There are extenuating circumstances beyond each individual notice, of course.
Yeah, so she like says it like right there.
That there's. She says it right there. Let me listen to that one more time.
Okay, this better turn into a win quick. I'm fucking calling. I'm calling the commentary community out on this one. Maybe it's a different debate that is a little less overall embarrassing. Q Soda super chat. Thank you for the $2. Or mind Foggy to pay his tithe. Con. Jeez. Jesus Christ, chill out.
Reveling in the benefit of somebody else's generosity while absolving yourself of any responsibility. No, I don't think I don't think that it's rude of me to say that somebody $4 to $5 sub, but watches hours of somebody else would be irresponsible with their money. I don't see how. I understand there are definitely exceptions to that. There are extenuating circumstances beyond individual.
Man, if they could just play this a little quieter, that'd be great.
Okay. So I guess he did say that, but like early, and I'm pretty sure I did show this part in my video, and I did actually see this part. But like prior, I still don't think it like takes away from the fact that like this whole time she was like, if you watch the entire clip, she was like just banging on about like how if you don't sub, if you don't have money to sub, you're like irresponsible, and you know.
So I'm pretty. So you can go back and we can watch that clip, but I'm pretty sure the more or less the gist of what she was saying is that if you watch hours of Twitch every day and you don't have $5 a month to put towards a sub, like the priorities in your life are probably fucked. Wait, is that really that controversial of a statement? If somebody is watching hours of like video game streams every day and they don't have an extra $5 a month,
well,
to their name,
there's other like entertainment stuff that they would prioritize over that. Like a lot of people who watch Twitch are gamers. They would probably pay for a PSN, pay for a Nintendo Switch thing, maybe World of Warcraft. They would pay for a lot of things that actually provide them a service before giving a Twitch sub. And I'm not just talking about like giving one Twitch sub. Like these people probably should afford to give a Twitch sub to like the one streamer that they watch a lot, or like a couple of their friends.
Yeah, cool. So then
yeah, I mean, it's like, it's okay to give Twitch. Damn, don't make me be defensive of Kira chat. God damn it. Fucking, I didn't realize that this is where this better fucking, this is a bit of a dog walk. I don't know who the fuck thinks that Bowblax is winning this one. This is, man, okay, yeah. I appreciate where he says, if you listen to the whole clip, you can hear the part that I just wanted to talk about. Cut out the rest of it that contextualizes it. I mean, you got to watch yourself when you talk about any sort of e-bagging, but you can always cut it out of clips, and it's going to make somebody look embarrassing. If she just said later on, like she contextualized it, yeah. I think I remember seeing this on DeFranco. I think DeFranco fucking took the commentary people's clip out of this, and that's how I thought about it. It's just still funny to do the just $5. Jesus, just $5. Yeah, I mean, like, you can always give a sub. If you got an extra $5, I mean, I don't see why not. Like, if you watched, like, if some people are like, I only watch you on here, and if you did have the $5 and you wanted to give it, that would be fucking pretty based. I think that would be a fine way to spend your money. I don't know. It's kind of like, tipping somebody. Like if you sat and listened to like a street artist that you were like really enjoyed for a long time, or like maybe like an album that you enjoyed. People listen to an album for free on YouTube these days, like again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Eventually just going like, all right, I'll throw in I'll throw in a few pennies into the tin. I think that's pretty cool. That completely okay to say. And I think even if someone, like, I would never just demand it, because first off, it just looks so grimy. And I also don't think it would work anyway to be like, oh, fucking, you guys have to give me money. You have to give me money. It would be cringe as shit. But in my own life, I guess I'll say it this way. Usually if I've listened to something a bunch, or, enjoyed the free version of something a lot, I'll pay for it at some point to try to kind of like alleviate the guilt I kind of feel from enjoying it for free for so long. If it's like a web comic or something, I might consider buying like a little bit of merch, or, a book or something. It's that kind of thing. I don't think that you like, if you watch me for more than like 6 hours a month, you are like absolutely should buy a fucking subscription to my existence. I think that's kind of a lot to ask, but I don't know. I guess really just if you like something and you watch it so much that it's like kind of a consistent part of your life, you should probably try to find a way to support it if you want it to keep happening. Like, really, I guess maybe the actual conversation here that got poisoned is like, don't take your entertainers for granted just because you get some of their stuff for free. You should consider trying to support them on your own if you want to continue seeing them, and if you want to see them get bigger, which I think is a fine thing to say on your own as a creator too. Like literally, if you guys like this and you want to see more of it, and you want to see it happen more often and better with better visuals, all that sort of stuff, then yeah, donate to me. Like, and if you just appreciate the show, donate to me. That's fine. I don't think that you should. I would never paywall this kind of content. Kind of like the same way like a radio host probably shouldn't paywall content. because it's kind of impossible. You know, it's impossible, and it's also just doesn't come off right.
We don't even disagree then.
But if you're sub to a lot of people, if you have maybe like a lot of
My
Amazon
subscription
Prime
to my
or, like,
existence is
you
a
know,
good
Netflix
line
or
for the
some actual
Patreon,
services,
though.
and you want to be responsible with your money, you shouldn't like have to pay for a sub. And I feel like a lot of these Twitch streamers feel like entitled to where if one viewer watches them like a lot, that they're you know, they should get a sub from them. Like,
Sure. So you're making my argument that they can't afford it then, right? Like if you're talking like a PSN subscription, that's like $10 a month. If you've got like a Netflix thing, that's anywhere from like $10 to $20 a month. If you buy like say one game a month, we'll say one game a month, that's like $30 to $60 a month, depending on what you buy, right? So you're spending like, that's only like $70, $80, $90 a month on entertainment. You probably have an extra $5 a month. Now I'm not saying, now to be clear, I'm not saying you have to sub or whatever, but I'm just saying like if you're spending money on—
Let me just say, for the record, paying me $500 to read Ayn Rand is not supporting me. I'm not going to break even on that. It's still a loss.
and all this shit related to entertainment, chances are you probably have $5 a month to throw at a Twitch streamer. Not that you have to,
people
or that you
have
should.
budgets, dude. Like you can, like sometimes you can't
Can we
afford the extra
physically
$5
mail
and
you
don't wanna
large
sacrifice
coins?
other things
I'll
that we're
figure it out
already
when I get
paying
the PO box set up.
Okay, do you think that it's realistic that there are a lot of people that are playing games, having Netflix, are watching hours of Twitch that are literally at their like end, like exactly budgeted within like $1 of wiggle room, and $92.55 a month is like the exact amount? Like, I feel like most people probably have the extra $5 a month. Like, it's like
Some people are on a tight budget, dude. Like,
yeah, but I don't think those people on tight budgets have a PlayStation Network subscription, a Netflix subscription, a computer, a monthly internet connection, and watch hours of Twitch.
yeah, but then there's also, as I said earlier, the people who watch Twitch on mobile with like their plan or whatever. Like,
I don't think
other
you
stuff
watch.
that
You don't, there's
people-
not that many people that watch Twitch on mobile. They can afford like that internet.
Well, it's not the vast majority of people, but it's still like an amount of people. And the reason why this clip is getting so much backlash is that people were either in that financial state before and they're not in it now, or they know people who were in that financial state and they sympathize. They don't want streamers to talk down to people because they can't afford a $5 tip.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think there are that
It's,
many
like, so
people in this
entitled.
position. It's not entitled.
It is
To say-
very entitled.
You literally are
You
on your
expect all
Twitter.
your frequent viewers to sub to you like as an obligation to you.
No one says it's an obligation. We literally just watched her say that there are some extenuating circumstances where you can't subscribe.
Yeah, but she's saying if you can sub, you should. It's only $5 a month.
Yeah,
That's
if you're
what
watching
she's
a
Yeah, I gotta say that Bowblax should work a little bit harder. Should have worked a little harder in this debate to kind of like massage what she's saying. Because when you just say the word, if you have $5 to donate to a stream that you watch for like hours upon hours upon hours of time, like yeah, you kind of should. You kind of should. That's not entitled. You should kind of fucking donate to it. I think. What the hell? You know? I mean, like if you got like a spare $5, it's $5. If you're out there and you're fucking like so strapped for $5, you know, like that last $5 is gonna fucking put you in the pill. Like, obviously, don't fucking do it. And if you just don't give a shit about the creator, like, well, fuck them. You know what I mean? If you just like stealing content, fucking do it, homie. I know what that's like. Fucking you and Elon Musk, same thing. You know, steal that labor, baby. Fucking let other people make the world better. You can just fucking soak it up. I don't think it's that big of a deal though. Damn, I didn't think I was gonna come out agreeing more with fucking Kira Chats. I thought that fucking Bowblax was gonna have a fucking better argument in this. I don't think that's entitled at all. I think it's literally saying that I'm not entitled. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the money. Being entitled would be like you're getting the money and refusing to give it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, a bunch of people bought like $120 a year subs to you, and you stopped streaming, and then they wanted a refund, and you said like, no, you already gave me that money, like, and like fought them super hard on it. I think that would be entitled. You know what I mean? Like you're entitled to that. This is just saying, this is making an argument for something you think you're owed, which isn't being entitled. That's like bargaining. You know what I mean? Like she's just engaging in marketing, which isn't entitlement. Like that's not what entitlement is. Like just saying I think I deserve something is not being entitled to it. The title, the title and entitled is like hereditary connection. Like because of who I am, I deserve this thing just raw for no reason. Like if you're just like literally saying I'm providing you content and I want you to pay for it, it's like saying if you extrapolate that out, it's like saying a fucking Burger King worker who gives you a burger, you're like, oh, thank you for the burger, and you eat it. Like that's $5, and you're like, that's pretty fucking entitled of you to ask for money for this burger. Like, but I just made a burger, and then you're like, the only thing to do after that is just try to decrease the, you know, the opinion of the value. Like, well, I mean, it's $5 for a burger as opposed to $5 for a stream. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to pay the $5. You can be $2. You can also watch it for free, but I just think you should give like a little bit of money to somebody if you like their content and you want to see more of it. It's just so reasonable. It's so like not entitled. Like, you can't even do it. It's like, I can't make you guys not watch it for free. I would have to turn off the entire stream. I think it's the case for her too. Very bizarre. It's actually a very bizarre argument. Now that I'm hearing someone else try to make it, like, Bowblax is fucking, like, got a foot on his throat right here.
Streamer, she said if you're watching a streamer for hours, and I think...
Tyler, you might be forgetting that she's a thought woman streamer, so asking for money at all is ontologically woke and bad. Shit, I forgot. Yeah. A woman that gets paid is technically a hua. God damn. Annalise, sub for 1 month. Thank you very much.
Later on in this,
pumping everybody else
like,
now.
Like, if I'm helping you get through your workday, blah blah blah. If you're watching me for hours, like, I think you can throw $5 a month my way. I don't think that's that crazy.
Yeah, you can say that like once, but she was like hammering it in, dude.
Well, because when you stream, usually when you're talking, people like go back and forth in your chat. That's just the nature of streaming. When you do 8 hours, well, in her case, it's usually like 4 hours of content a day. When you have a conversation, you're probably going to repeat yourself a lot. I do it on my stream a ton too, where I'm going to say the same thing.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to do it in a condescending, like talking down to people way.
Why not? I do, dude. There are plenty of.
What do you mean, why?
Because there are plenty of guy streamers. Have you ever watched XQC? Have you ever watched Destiny? Have you ever watched Asmongold? There are plenty of people that not only make fun.
Did Destiny just name drop himself? Did fucking Destiny just name drop himself as an example in the third person? What a piece of shit. What a fucking king. Oh my god. Have you ever watched XQC? Have you ever watched Destiny? Like, what? People should be condescending to their audience. Like, it literally starts off with Destiny's like, I fucking hate my audience, a bunch of fucking idiot, dumb shit, subhuman, inbred morons, blah, 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 blah. And then his entire audience on the fucking chat on the side's like, Pog! Beast! Dude, he's kind of fucking him, dude. Oh my god, you know what? I still have to give it to Nick DiOrio for one thing. Bowblax really does just ruin fuck everything he touches. You guys are goofy for keeping him around. Y'all are goofy. This was 4 years ago. This guy, he's just so bad at arguing his point. I'm getting convinced against him. He just sounds like a whiny fucking bitch, dude. Oh my god, what a fucking pussy. Yeah, but she was condescending when she said it. Like, bro, it's the fucking internet. She's a streamer. Turn off. Click a different channel. People are like, oh, Tyler, if I start talking shit to my fucking chat, like, oh, you guys are a bunch of dipshits. Like, the chat number just goes down a bit, and then the chatter goes and does something the fuck else. What are you fucking talking about, bro? Oh my god, this is actually kind of fucking fire. This is my spiritual awakening. Bowblax is such a fuck up. I am never going to be able to do the fucking, it's just $5 again. Like, maybe I still will anyway, because it's kind of funny, but like, I'll never feel like a sense of moral superiority from it. I can't use that in an argument. Goddamn, Bowblax, you loser fuck, you fucking ruiner, you dipshit piece of shit, you motherfuck. Bowblax, you fucking loser. Still paying dividends on this one. 4 years later. You're a fucking idiot, bro. And I know you haven't changed. This is the best part. You're going through your lolcow era right now. So it's not like he got better. He started here. This is when commentary was like, we fucking love Bowblax. I want some fucking hot, fresh Bowblax in my fucking mouth right now. Commentary people, all of them. Oh, fuck. I'm going to fucking stick up for Bowblax. They were listening to this like, this motherfucker can spit. God damn, y'all fucking do look like assholes. Dude, if you guys are fucking pushing Bowblax and like he was looking like this and you're like, damn, this motherfucker's spitting. Holy fuck, y'all were setting yourself up. God damn, that's fucking embarrassing. Does it get good? Because if you're like, this is a win, bro. You like, fuck. You have too many fucking toes. You know, go do the Yakuza thing and shorten your fucking pinky nail down. God damn.
Fun at people for subbing. They berate their subs. They tell people that they're lazy or entitled. Like, we do this shit all the time.
They do it in like a more of a humorous way. This is like, you know.
So why can't this be interpreted as a humorous way?
I don't think many people found it humorous. Like, she lost 90K followers from this.
She didn't. That's not true.
Yes, she did.
No,
she lost
that's not
80K.
true.
Look at her social blade. Look at her social blade on Twitch.
Is this number going to be correct? Is this number going to be correct? Is this fucking number going to be correct? I don't know if it is or not. Because remember I told you when you're getting pedantic about numbers early on, we've already proved Destiny got into the fucking weeds and proved that Bowblax's numbers can't just naturally be trusted 10 seconds into the goddamn debate. Because he also goes to like 80s. You know what I mean? People that lie about numbers or just are making up a generic type of number, they go to the same number a lot of the time. So it's like, oh yeah, it's like 80%. You'll hear the same guy say, when he means a lot of people and he doesn't know the number, he'll say like 80% of people again and again and again and again. So he's just like, yeah, like most people that viewed this. And I think it's one of those also like confirmation biases. So you've made a video on it. Your audience agrees with you. So like most people fucking think this thing that I think. It's echo chamber commentary. You know what I mean? Especially if you can't like actually pull out that data, or it's not something that would be very, very obviously like perceived as a certain way by society, you know. A true nobody liked that from Fallout New Vegas because you shot a child in the face with a ray gun, that kind of stuff. You really have to prove it. It's like an unprovable thing. It's kind of like walking directly into the fucking marshes because there is no way to find that number or directly correlate it in general to a lot of stuff. I mean, I guess if this social blade is a gigantic fucking massive drop, you can say that, but I also have to like look at everything else that's going on around her, because it might not be that people were mad at her in the moment that are her viewers. It could also just be like, you guys drummed up a harassment campaign and like ancillary subscribers that maybe didn't even fuck with her channel bled off. You know what I mean? Tree Fitty, thank you, Blarna. He needs a stupid woman dopamine hit. Yeah. Money for Tyler to either watch the Atlas Shrugged movie trilogy or instead read and review Trigger Warning. Why does everybody want me to watch Trigger Warning? What is even Trigger Warning? God damn it. Eric's, what the fuck? Ash, what the fuck? Super chat at $50. Ash, you don't have to do that. Fuck. I pay you, not the other way around. Cut this out. You guys, I'm going to fucking end the stream before it gets to $500. I won't permit that to happen. You're also nowhere near it, and I have not been keeping track.
Her viewers.
Wait, hold on. Do you really think that's true? You said you did research for this?
You want to see? Yeah, you want to look at her social.
Bowblax, aka Plato the Dumber.
Right now, I can bring it up.
Okay. Go ahead and look at her social
Her
blade.
own viewers didn't like this. Okay.
Go ahead and look at her social blade.
Yeah, let's look at her social blade. I'm gonna bring it up.
Does the number go up? I see all green. Is this hers?
Negative 87,000.
Negative 87,000 viewers. Now look at her followers in the month of March, right below. Notice how she gained.
Yeah, like there's a dip from the controversy and then whoop, whoop, whoop. Like that's pretty much it. All the important shit's up, dude. Especially people don't get this. I swear to God, they don't understand this. And like never, the sub number is cute and it's kind of cool. It does give you a good understanding of a threshold, but like you can fucking lose a shitload of subs that are not good for your channel. You can like it's like trying to pretend when you see subs on a channel, it's like trying to pretend like the ice hanging off the side of a house is part of a house and that the house has been diminished when part of the ice leaves. Like it's not the whole thing. This is the more important. She lost 80K subs, okay, which I don't know how big that's relative to her channel, but her fucking video views are fucking green. That's like fine. That's good. That's what you want. I don't give a fuck. If you're subbed and you don't watch my channel, I don't give a fuck. A good example, yet again, like Xander Hall. Xander Hall had a bunch of people that stopped watching him. He could probably lose like 50, 60K subs, which would be like more than half his channel. It'd be like, oh, fucking crazy. But like he doesn't convert those 50, 60K subs into views. You know what I mean? Those aren't views. So like that's not that you don't get paid off that. Views is what matters. If people want to unsub, that's okay. When I had my fucking thing and I fucking broke off from old fucking bug streamer and shit, I lost like 2,500K or 2,500 total subs in like 2 days because he's like, oh, my son subscribed from him. Channel's fine. And I lost those people as viewers and as donators, but then like I have other people that still give me views and donos anyway. Now I can build in a different direction. If you have people that don't agree with your content and you're going to keep making it anyway, and then they unsubscribe, they're not your viewers. The views have to go down, and they have to go down for a long time, over a long period of time for that to really be the case. Because that's the situation. But yeah, for fucking her monthly followers are going up. Monthly gained followers for I can't say that in a derby. Boom, popped up like big. Was it 100 fucking K? Like popping off. Controversy focusing on like the pits and divots of a day or an hour or something during controversy is just absolutely pointless. It has the same vibe of a kid that's like learning how the stock market works, and he's zooming in on like one specific hour after trading opens and going like, this shit's going to the moon, dude. This shit's going to the moon. Look at this fucking. That's a fucking 100. That's a 3,000% rise in an hour, and it's like, bro, that shit stabilized immediately after the opening. And like it went up, and like, you know, that's a peak. There's a peaks and valleys. It's not the trend. Trend is what you're looking for. And Bowblax is trying to hardcore focus on a single incident and in this person's career. It's a bad overall judgment of exactly what's going on. It's kind of fucking slappy. And the thing is too, if you're just trying to fucking slander somebody, Keemstar does this well. Keemstar will literally lie or misinterpret data and not give a fuck, and you can kind of tell. He does not, however, convince himself that it's real. And this is the big thing. This is where you can start separating commentary people that are going to fucking A-log and crash and burn, and commentary people and people in this sort of sphere that are going to continue on. Bowblax, I think, believes his fucking mix. Now, some of the commentary people are probably like, wow, we can fucking turn this into a thing, blow it up, misinterpret data. It is what it is. I might lie. I might be a little weaselly, this and that, but we're going to get the fucking views. That's the point. We're slot merchants based. Okay, cool. Whatever. Bowblax, I think, believes this. So he's convinced himself of his own point. It might not be a big deal here, but if he convinces himself of his own points apropos of no evidence here, he'll fucking do it when he's alone. He'll do it when he's considering his own shit. And that's how you can start finding the true threads coming loose of the seams. A propagandist is a propagandist. That's fine. People lie. People fucking actively try to deceive people. People will misread data and shit. But when you see somebody that starts believing their misread data, when you see somebody that starts going like, oh, okay, no, that's actually what happened. And there is no KFAB. There's no like, I'm lying to you literally because in this situation, I'm the liar and people want me to present a story that's a lie. You start running into people that believe it. And the people that believe it are the people that can be fucking tricked. Because somebody that dupes themselves in front of other people can be duped in private. They can be fucking rocked. This is like con man 101 shit. If you want to grease somebody, if you see somebody that will actively convince themselves of the wrong thing right in front of your eyes, just go and try to get them into your confidence. Go get into their confidence and you can fucking run their lives. Little bit by bit, just creepy crawl in there. Like a true parasite. And then one day, their fucking own mind will be indiscernible from your will on a day-to-day basis, and you can fucking like run the goddamn game with them. That's how it fucking works. And even if you don't want to try to fucking like brainwash somebody, you can still just start seeing those little fucking pieces and go, you're going to react to a certain way. If I give you something to believe in that's not right, but you think it's real, I can make you go in a certain direction. I do that to people. I legitimately do it to people. I tell people I'm going to do it to them, and they still don't think it's going to happen. It did. It worked like a fucking charm. That's how you do a basic fucking con. And if you see somebody that's doing shit like that, you don't have to take advantage of them. You don't have to be fucking mean to them. As a matter of fact, you should probably try to actually help them in a general sense, unless they're fucking avoiding help completely. But if you see that, know that you should not be tying your fucking... Do not tie your fortunes to their boat, because their boat is literally full of holes because they think they can see the ocean floor better with them. It's fucking awesome. Thank you, Annalise, for the $2 super chat. I'll pay you not to read Atlas Shrugged. Thank you.
Gained like 80,000 followers, 87,000 followers. Notice how she gained about the exact same amount she dropped off. It was just a big bot follow and a bot unfollow. That's it. She didn't lose 90,000 followers.
That's a very convenient bot follow and bot unfollow. This is very convenient.
What is the implication? This bot follow was back in March.
She lost a bunch of subs from demanding subs.
Wait, you think she lost subscribers?
Or lost followers. My bad. I'm a YouTuber.
But it doesn't look like she lost followers. It looks like...
She did. She lost 87,000. You expect all of those to be bots, dude?
Look at her follow timeline, monthly gained followers, right? It's about anywhere from 2 to 10,000 a month, and then it looks like in March, out of nowhere, she gained like 99,000 followers somehow, and then it looks like a bunch of bot followers dropped off on the 18th. That's what it looks like happened. Like, those are bots, 100%. And if you want to tell, if you really want to tell, you can go to solynome.com/channel/invaderv. Well, let's see if her viewership was impacted. We can look at the past 30 days of her
that's
viewership.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, let's look at that.
doesn't really look like it was impacted that much. When she does gaming stuff, she usually gets a bit less. It looks like she actually has a few more. Like when she streamed
that's an entire different position. That's fucking crazy if that's what happened. That'd be a funny false flag. Pay for a fucking 90K bot operation on somebody, knowing that the bots will get fucking obliterated, and just do it right when they're in the middle of a controversy, so everyone thinks they're trying to fucking like massage shit over. That would actually be pretty fucking slappy. Some people are like, oh, that'd be very convenient. Like, what if it is? If it seems convenient, who's it convenient for? Because it's not making her look good. If it takes him all of this time to explain it, probably not her technique, unless she's like goofy as fuck. And that's money wasted, you know? If you're telling people I need $5 a month, I don't think you need to bot your channel up.
Today she carried
right when you're in the middle of
700 to 800
controversy.
current viewers playing games. Normally she carries like 400 to 500, 600. Yeah. So it doesn't really look like she lost a ton of viewers.
Are you saying none of her followers, all of her new followers, none of her followers were upset enough by that clip?
Probably not, because if you watch a regular amount of her stream, she constantly says...
Who said Blowhole won this? Nick the Oreo said that fucking Bowblax fucking won this 100%. He won that. Bro, you gotta fucking, dude, somebody fucking send Diorio a message or something to be like, bro, you want to fucking double check all of the positive things you've ever said about the guy? Do you want to double check all the positive things you've ever said about the guy? I wonder if he had a moment, because when I was listening to the Diorio talking about fucking Bowblax, it was off. He wasn't on camera or anything. I wonder if he had a moment right when he said that, like, and I think fucking Bowblax won that, where he maybe just did one of those, like, you know, when your eyes just start trying to search your entire computer, like mental computer history, like, and he got, oh fuck, do I just think he won? Dude, oh my god. Nick Diorio, this is a fucking message from a much smaller streaming individual. Have you been gaslit? Have you been gaslit into thinking Bowblax beat fucking Destiny in the debate? I might have misunderstood. Hopefully I did. Have you been gaslit into thinking Bowblax beat Destiny in a debate? Unless it was, I might be making a mistake. If it wasn't Diorio, I think it was, because I was watching his. I might have been watching Tommy FC covering this shit too. Ooh. Okay, so if it's not, then sorry. I apologize to Diorio. I apologize. It might have been Tommy FC. In that case, who said it. But either way, I don't know. Everybody I listened to kept bringing up this fucking debate. I listened to only Diorio, like fucking a bunch. And then I listened to the Tommy FC hidden files on Bowblax thing yesterday to learn more. And that might have come up during that. I can't remember though.
Well, obviously, if you can't afford to sub or if you've got extenuating circumstances, you shouldn't. The only people that got super mad at this, ironically enough, are just people that don't even watch her. They're people that just saw the clip, jumped on it, thought they could virtue signal to their audience that if you're homeless and dying of COVID-19, don't subscribe to streamers. Like, those are the only people that seem to care about this.
I'm not virtue signaling. Like, I genuinely think like it's an asshole move to like continuously like sub to me, you should sub to me, you haven't, like, implying that they have an obligation. Dude, it's like a donation. Be entertaining, and then if you're entertaining enough to where someone would want to sub to you, that's great, but people don't owe Twitch streamers subs.
She's one of the largest female streamers on the platform, so I'm sure she understands that, right? She must be, whether you hate her or like her, she must be somewhat entertaining, right? Because she's got a lot of viewers for a female streamer. So I mean, she probably understands this, right? Like, also, if you
why did she say that on stream?
Because she was arguing with a guy who said that he didn't have the money to sub, which seems weird when the stream is marked 18+, and a lot of people watch her for multiple hours a day. It seems strange to say you don't have $5 a month.
Why would you don't take the viewer at face value? You're just like, yeah, you know what? You don't have enough money to sub.
No, of course not. Fighting with viewers is one of the funnest parts of streaming. Hell yeah, I love shitting on viewers to say random dumb shit in chat. There's a lot of...
Yo, what the fuck? This is actually extra funny, too, because some of the Bowblax controversy going on now is him, like, talking to, like, random one guys on Twitter and begging them to, like, be nice to him. He can't handle the fucking smoke. No, I mean, like, dude, if you're gonna get everybody drummed up and everyone fired up, honestly, just $5, like, now you fucking kidding me. I think it was Tommy C. I'm sorry, Nicholas Diorio. I'm sorry. I apologize. Tommy C. Tommy C. Have you been gaslit? Oh, man. I don't think this is the Josh Wynn stream. Is there a different one? Okay. In that case, I'm 100% wrong. I'm 1,000. I'm a billion, trillion, million. I disavow. I don't think this is a Josh Wynn stream. What other one could it be, though? I thought this is the one that came up. What, did Destiny delete the one? Was there one where Bowblax doesn't sound like Bowblax has always sounded to me every time I've heard it when I predicted he's probably going to be a fucking lolcow because he's just genetically genetically disposed toward it. You guys can fucking share that
the
in
exact
the
same
Discord.
way.
I'll check
Every
it
large
out.
streamer does this. Trainwreck does this. Asmongold does this. Pokelulz does this. Hasanabi does this. XQC, every other large streamer will pick out. Reckful used to do this. Mitch Jones says every single large streamer will pick out like dumb comments in chat. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes people say dumb shit and you go a little bit too far.
They question their financial situation.
Yeah, of course. That's
So
like
they're saying, this person was saying like, "Oh, I like your stream. I wish I could sub, but I can't."
Yeah, there's tons of shit that you call out in chat, sure. And if the person has a record,
I mean,
like,
if it's a joke, but this person, she genuinely thought that this person just didn't want to sub because they were lazy or whatever. They said they liked her content and wish they could sub.
here's a question: if you say you do a whole
Please
bunch
end
of
this, my lord. I'm turning to a stone. Okay, let's see.
Do you have some sort of bias with this girl? I feel like you do, especially considering that there's been a lot of other Twitch streamers who've come out with this statement. Like Bad Bunny was one that happened a couple months ago. I didn't really see you talk, defending her on your stream.
Yeah, I roasted the fuck out of Bad Bunny on it because Bad Bunny makes it sound like every single person that watches her should sub to her. And Bad Bunny says things like she gets mad at her Discord users.
Wait, is this not Bad Bunny? This is a different person? Who the fuck? Why do they all fucking look exactly the goddamn same? These fucking Twitch girls. I swear to God, there's like there 5 total goddamn molds. I thought we were talking about Bad Bunny the entire time. Can I still talk shit about Bad Bunny? Fucking goddamn it. What in the fuck are we talking about?
Who are talking on Discord and not watching her at the same time. I think it's a far different statement than somebody saying like, oh, well, if you watch me for hours a week, I don't think it's saying like you don't have money to sub. I don't think that's like a very like
And hers
statement.
is different just because she said that there's some
extenuating circumstances where you can't sub. Sure.
Because she's like understanding.
So
Yeah.
I think there's like a difference between the two. But I also agreed with Bad Bunny that if there are
difference, but I mean the message is still pretty condescending. It's pretty similar in my opinion. I just don't know how you don't see that. I feel like there is some sort of bias going on, which is why I made that tweet saying that you're probably biased due to your relations with her.
So you think that I'm biased towards Invader V because of my relations with her?
Maybe. It's a guess. It's
Okay.
an educated guess.
You know that I've had relations with Bad Bunny too, right?
No, I did not.
Okay,
know
well,
that.
so that kind of completely and totally torpedoes that entire argument.
Is he saying relations? Is like, are they blue chip streamers? Has Destiny fucked these women? This fucking man is a goddamn menace. Disgraceful individual.
Also, I don't think anything that I've said here, I don't think any of it has had anything to do with like, oh, I really like this person, so here's the argument. I don't think I've brought up a personal relationship with her, although you have brought up your personal relationship.
No, not Bad Baby. Jesus Christ, Jun. He means Bad Bunny. She's a leftiest sort of streamer, Kira Chats. That's the person I've been talking about. So I guess both of them have been brought up. Fucking Lord God. Lil Slug Tyler reveals his deep-seated bigotry towards female Twitch streamers. It's just something about it has no appeal to me at all. It's not quite a sex line call-in Twitch thought shit. It's fine. Like I'm not gonna not call it what it is. Like if you're a fucking Twitch thought based, fucking get that fucking bag, girl. Like go for it. Cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just the literal aesthetics of it are so routine that like I'll see 6 or 7 of those different types of chicks and I cannot fucking tell them apart to save my life. I have literally no fucking idea how to like differentiate them because like down to the way that they behave, they all seem like exactly the fucking same. Maybe if you're in that, then you're like, it's one of those like, oh no, dude, I can tell all of my dogs apart just by the way that they fucking walk. It's like, all right, well, you have more familiarity with it. For me on the outside, they provide me nothing. Because I just have access to pornography and female affection because I'm married and, what else goes with that? So I don't need like a fake internet girlfriend to give money to in order to feel alive. And if you do need that, I judge you because it's weird. But also, it's fine. Don't admit it to me. Just keep it a little personal secret. that you're pay picking. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. But it's fine. You know, that's the aesthetic, is like internet girlfriend, you know, internet weird lady. You talk about shit, sleepovers. Hanging on, you know, it's just this. It all is summed up. That's
this character. Hey, Anon, you did a great job. It's me, your digital girlfriend. Just $5. I just need $5 fucking. You can't afford $5? How am I ever going to buy pink cat ear headphones now? I just need $5. Come on, Anon.
That's like what it, that entire the entire aesthetic is summed up in my mind by just
this button, you know? That's it. That's the whole thing.
It's just that button. I don't believe Lord Tyler is married because Lore Lodge said he wasn't. Well, Lore Lodge doesn't cite his sources, so.
Ship saying that you give the benefit of the doubt to your friends, and if people follow you on Twitter.
I give them benefit of the doubt. I said I might reach out to them if I have open DMs. I don't typically do that. I just see tweets, I screenshot it, I read it out in the most objective way that I can. Like, I get sides from everybody, people against the person, people with the person. I try to get as much as I can, and I put it in the video, and it's pretty objective. I don't really, bring my own opinion into it that often. Maybe one comment here or there. So my whole channel is about being as objective as possible and just showing what's up.
I love giving you guys like fucking bone deep tier gender confusion cringe by fucking doing that voice for like 5 seconds. It's fucking hilarious. I can still hear my own voice, so I can just hear the character kind of in my ear, and I'm just doing it. That you're looking at me and you're like, no, it's not right, because you can only hear the voice. It tickles me fucking pink.
But yeah, in my opinion, I think that it's, Twitch streamers are not entitled to get a sub from their viewers.
Of course.
Every month.
No one disagrees with that.
Not everyone can afford it, dude.
No one disagrees with that either. These are both very brave statements.
Then defending this person so adamantly to the point where you called your viewer a dipshit retard for saying something that isn't even necessarily untrue.
First of all, I would never call my viewers retarded. I would call them inbred dipshit fuckwads though, because I call my viewers names all the time when they say dumb shit. Because that's the relationship.
You would now. He changed his fucking tune on that, didn't you, Destiny? Where's the fucking consistency, you goddamn gnome? Where the fuck is the consistency, you rat fuck? No, I'm just kidding. Destiny decided he wanted to say the R slur again because I think he said it out loud and wanted to not have to take an L for doing a slur, at somebody. And so he's like, no, it's cool now. That's a lot of power for one tiny man to wield.
I have with my viewers. If you watch my stream, you would know that. I call my viewers names all the time. But like the two statements you just made, like, oh, well, you don't have to sub, blah, blah, blah. Literally nobody disagrees. Even in that own, I linked you a pastement. Even in her own video, in the own stuff that you supposedly read and researched, she literally said it. You don't have to sub. You can watch without supporting it. Absolutely,
it's
absolutely.
The attitude that I'm highlighting.
What?
The attitude. I feel like she exudes this attitude where she feels like most people should sub. You said most people should sub.
I never said that. Oh, I never said that. I said that it's like probably
if they're watching for a certain amount of hours.
I said you almost certainly have the money to. Now whether or not you should or shouldn't, that's a totally different argument. It's a much more complicated argument. But like I'm saying,
but what Invader V is saying is that you should.
Yeah, and I think there are good arguments to be made for it. That's a separate conversation that I don't feel like having right now. But I mean, like, regardless, she's literally said multiple times that if you can't afford it or you're not able to do it, you don't have to, which was the main point of disagreement. Is that you think she's saying that even if you can't afford it, or regardless of your circumstances, you should subscribe. She literally exactly doesn't say that. She says the exact opposite.
She's saying, it's $5 a month. You should have $5 a month. And she's basically saying that most people should be able to sub to her if they watch her.
Yeah, I think it's generally fair that most people watching Twitch, the only like official survey studies thing or whatever that I saw says it like.
Yeah, but the thing is also like, yeah, she's just saying should be able to. It's more like arguing really over the price at that point too. Like you should be able to sub to me for $5, not like you literally have to. By the way, you can do that. I could do that right now. I could turn this literally to a subs only chat, and then you could only watch me if you had a sub. People do that. They actually do that. You can just turn it to subs only viewers, and subs only chats. Like that's always been a thing. So that she's not doing that is kind of like she's not even firewalling it. She's just saying like you should be able to afford it if you're watching all this, and then you should try to fucking do it. I understand if you can't. That's like completely fucking reasonable. It's completely reasonable because you're basically just at that point. The only other thing that you can say. You can either make an argument that goes in favor of you making money or an argument that's just like, no, you should never, don't even bother donating ever. Like, you should never give me any money. My content's not worth it. Like, I know $5 is more than any of you have. Fucking, standard fucking dollar meal from McDonald's doesn't really go as far as it used to anymore. Like, what is the counter argument to it? And then we're kind of stuck. Like they're saying, it ends up in the subjectivity between the facts. Once the facts are established, the subjectivity is really just left with Bowblax not liking her tone. His whole thing is, I think the lady doth protest too much. You know what I mean? Like, how dare this woman who's doing a thing ask for compensation for doing it? Which is fine. And then, like, also she was rude to her chat, which is also fine. I might have taken that more seriously before I became a streamer, but Bowblax is already a creator at this point anyway. I don't know if he streamed. But, like, me as a streamer, what the fuck? Could you imagine me not being rude to people in my chat and getting one guide? It actually legitimately is, like, a good time. I turned one of the one guys I have is one of my most notorious fucking debates. Fuck Gob. Shout out Gobinist. I know you're out there. I don't think we have you banned. If you're not, say hi.
The average Twitch viewer watches 90 minutes of Twitch a day and comes from a household that earns $120,000 a year. That's like the average Twitch viewer. Now, obviously, there are going to be poorer people than that, but I think on average, if you're watching multiple hours of Twitch a day, you probably have $5 a month to sub to them. Like, I think that's a fair
Some
statement.
people don't, and this one person who asked her said that they don't have the money, and a lot of people actually don't have the money right now because of the coronavirus, and someone specifically said to her, it's toxic that you're saying this during the coronavirus pandemic, and she's like, no, I don't think it's toxic. I think you should still be able to donate $5 a month, even though you probably should be, like, conservative with your money considering the circumstances. And I think that's, like, extremely out of line.
Did you ever try reaching out to that Twitch viewer or send him a DM to see if he had a comment on it?
Dude, like, with my video, I made it to showcase people's Twitter reactions, and then I saw your clip where you were calling your viewers stupid for saying that the no home internet or whatever, and I basically pointed out and saying it's ridiculous. I'm not doing like a whole 30-minute video dissecting the exact the entire drama in depth on Invader V. I'm just saying my opinion, dude, and I feel like it's no.
What are you guys doing? Why are you guys doing? I don't want to get better at girl voice. I don't need to. Thank you. You guys are fucking monsters. I'm a VTuber viewer. I am compelled. Put the voice back on, Tyler, for me and Grims. Also, content creators are often supported by whales. 80K doesn't matter as long as she has the big donors. It's true. Yeah, it really is kind of like a trickle-down economics. Trickle-down eye-roll-nomics. I'm not going to do the voice again. I'm sorry. Because it does, like, freak people in the audience out. I think it also just is a little grating because of the electronic quality of it. So I tried to do it sparingly, but it's very funny to me. But yeah, usually it is about a lot of larger dono people. You know what I mean? And, like, one of the things that I've done, I would be making so much more money. If I had been very, very accommodating, if I had been very, very accommodating to the White Forest circuit, I would be making so much more money right now. Like, a crazy amount. Like, it's what? Nuts. Because I lost. I said no thank you to, like, 6 or 7 Oilers and permanently closed the door on probably like 8 or 9 by personally calling them out and saying they're fucking weird for supporting people in fucking such large numbers. You know what I mean? But those people do go to, like, orbiter communities and give money, which is why so many orbiters are, like, chill with being like, I have 65 total fucking concurrent viewers right now, but every once in a while, somehow I get fucking 500 gifted subs that I have to be doled out to, I guess, like, the rest of the people in my fucking non-viewing audience. And I pushed them off. But that really is the case. That there's usually a lot of big donors that support the channel and kind of accommodate for, I would say, like 45 total % of maybe, like, what you get. Which seems like, wait, that's not all of it. It's like, no. Small donos still make up a lot, and they're very, very important. Just small dono people can't afford to do it very often. You know what I mean? So it's like you might get one like super chat a month from, like, one person who's like, oh, I'm going to save it. Like, literally, they tell them so. They have a budget in their head. They're like, I'm going to give this person one $5 super chat a month. And then sometimes they'll forget. You know what I mean? And maybe give you 2 the next month, or they'll break their rule and give you 2 or 3 or something like that. It doesn't really matter. But the point is that those big dono people are kind of like stalwart rocks here and there, particularly, you know, not for my community. In general, I roll is very generous, obviously. And I know his name because he donos all the time. I have to say it. But in other communities, you see really big whales, right? I mean, like $500 fucking a stream, which is the max that you can donate per day, I think, on YouTube, multiple times a week. So like when you're getting $2,000 to $3,000 per week from one person, that's crazy. And if a few people are doing it, really, you don't have to fucking care about them. And this is actually an important thing for content creation. I think I can change this. Actually, we can start wrapping it up. This is one thing. I'll just share this with you guys. This is a thing that I've developed over a long period of time, and I bring it to this stream as well. I don't care about all of you. I don't care about all of your opinions, but some of you guys, I care about your opinions a whole lot. I call it lighthouse theory, basically, or maybe torchlight theory. So there are certain people that will join your audience. If you're a streamer out there or any kind of creator, there's certain people out there that will join your audience that best represent what you want from your audience and how you want your audience to be. They might not be donors. They might not be constant chatters, but they're people who represent what you want to accomplish as a streamer or as a creator. And you should basically turn them into lighthouses in your community. Doesn't mean you have to pay attention to them. Doesn't mean you have to like double, quadruple check with them when you do stuff. As a matter of fact, it's better not to interact with them exceptionally weirdly at all, because you might change the dynamic and they won't be as valuable as like sounding boards and stuff. But you should find those people and like keep an eye on them and like what they're talking about and how they're reacting, because usually other people will have kind of variable opinions, you know, and if you find people that are like pretty accurate in their responses to what is happening in your community, to what you're talking about, you know, then like you can kind of count on them to give the actual feedback you need instead of just paying attention to your chat. Which is why if I have a chat and it's just a bunch of people and they say all kinds of crazy shit and like I don't recognize them, it's like, okay, what in the fuck's going on here kind of deal, because I'm always looking for the 1 or 2 people. If you just start reading the chat and not the chatters, you'll fucking lose your mind as a streamer. I swear to God. This is what I see from most of the people who kind of fucking fall apart in these things, is they start just reacting to chat. So like you add like 20, 30 new people to the chat and you can just fucking change somebody's entire career trajectory because they're not paying attention. They don't have any fucking lighthouses in the water, so to say, to pay attention to, people to look for. Like, oh, okay, this person's saying that, this person's saying this, da-da-da-da. Okay, like, am I going too far? That's really what it's good to, is like they're good fucking backstops for shit. Like, oh, okay, yeah, if that person's getting bothered, fucking, I probably need to fucking chill out. You know, my wife, the biggest lighthouse is my wife, obviously. So if she has an issue with something, even if it's something I don't think is a big deal, I'll usually reel it back. She might not even necessarily be like 100% like that was the perfect decision to make, but it's a good alarm to pay attention to and listen to. You know what I mean? Like, and to kind of internalize. And also it gives you a good understanding of, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier when he's like, well, she lost like 90K viewers, she lost like 90K subs. Like I lost whatever, like the 2,500, but I gained so much back almost immediately that you couldn't even tell I'd lost fucking viewers. But sorry. So basically I gained them all back. But when I lost that giant chunk of people from the other communities that were sort of side to side with me and it kind of infiltrated and shit, I only lost one of my fucking lighthouse individuals, and it was one of the least valuable ones. And so like, people are like, do you know how you look in this? Do you know, like, why don't you fucking care how these people in this community are reacting to you? I was like, because you guys are chatters, general chatters. You're GP. You come, you go. Most people are popping in and out. You might be fun, you might be bad, but you'll be all over the place. But the people I actually give a shit about, I've already pre-selected. I know whose opinions I want, and I look to them for opinions. I don't fucking listen to the mob. I find the voices and the faces in the crowd that are going to be the most indicative of which direction I need to go and when I need to slow down and when I should maybe, you know, punch a little harder in a direction or do something a little bit more excitable. Wife guy Tyler gloating about his wife again. I mean, she's pretty based. She's kind of fucking cool. It went from 12.7 to 12.5. It wasn't, that was a net. So you can only see the net from the outside. And if you look into the before and after of it, it was basically, I had a massive surge, and the trend, that drop came out like that day, and then the surge continued. So like over the next week. So it's like I literally poured out a bucket and poured it in. So the total to me in my mind is I dropped like 2,500 and I gained 2,000 within like 3 days, which is fucking awesome. It's just insane. The funniest part about that is Bugstream like, his career's over. You can't live without my audience. And then I don't have his audience and I don't care about them anymore. And he's like, when he's way bigger, I can't wait till Destiny embarrasses him. The fucking cope is astronomical. Oh my god. But yeah, I would say that's a fucking L debate. Sorry, Nick, if I was calling you out. I guess I got you confused with Tommy. I'm sorry. Unless maybe I didn't. I don't know. I just can't fucking remember now, and I don't want to get it 100% wrong.
Hope you enjoyed your time on the West Side.